Okay. So the first thing that we will learn today would be bar graphs. Bar graph. You must have seen it every time. General tendency that we try to see bar graphs are vertical, but ऐसी कोई बात नहीं. Bar graphs को हम horizontal भी बना सकते हैं. बात समझ में आया? Okay, like in cricket, if you see runs given by bowlers, if there are 5 bowlers, they'll draw those bar graphs in this manner, try to show who has been the most economical bowler and who has been the most expensive bowler. So in bar graph, typically what we try to study, we try to study a quantity versus a period. Usually quantity versus a period means one side you will have a time axis. Okay, you will have a time axis as period, and the other side will be a quantity. Let's say, for example, price of potato over the months, we can have in bar graph. Sales of, say, Maruti dealership, what are the various sales over the last 5 years? Okay, then you can find how much Alto sold, this sold over the last 1 year. This we can show. So bar graph, family expenditure, monthly expenditure. So one way what we can do, household expenditure over the months. So whichever month the bar graph is creeping up, that means that month the expense has been more, right? Again, you can divide the each month's expenditure into split, like how much you spent on grocery, how much did you spend on electricity, how much did you spend on amusement, how much did you spend on medicines. All those we can बना के देख सकते हैं. तो टिपिकल एक बार ग्राफ का एग्जांपल लेते हैं. In a particular section of class 10, 40 students were asked about their month of birth. 40 students. अब जस्ट ऐसे ही सोचो, क्वेश्चन को देखने की जरूरत नहीं है. How many students? 40 students, है ना? And 40 students were asked what is their birth month. So this birth month will be split over what? 1 to 12 months. कोई बच्चा तो ऐसा नहीं है ना कि बीच में पैदा हुआ है 2 महीने के बीच में. 1 to 12. So what will this bar graph look like? Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June, July, and then you will get a count. Like say we can first make a distribution table. How will you make your distribution table? We'll make our distribution table like this. Tell me what should be the heading roughly. इसमें हम क्या बोलेंगे? First में we'll say month, and here we will say frequency. How many बच्चास per month? ठीक है ना? So Jan, Feb, March. This way you get it. Question arises now, how to draw the bar graph? How to draw the bar graph? That is what is more important. जितना भी बताऊं करोगे तो नहीं, फिर भी बताता हूं. How to draw a bar graph? Now, bar graphs are usually drawn over, say, positive. You will get all positive type of data only. So you will have your x-axis. आपने अपना x-axis बनाया, right? And you will also have your y-axis. ठीक है? ये आपका y-axis हो गया. After that, you will go on scaling. Scaling में हम जाएंगे, and the scalings will be in such a manner. Now here is some interesting thing. Like say the example that we took, it is about January, February, March, April, December. So we will take, say, each of these 1 centimeter blocks we will take as 1 month. Very easy, right? So मान लीजिए ग्राफ को सुंदर करने के लिए this first block we say that this is, say, Jan, and then थोड़ा जगह छोड़ दिया. This can be Feb. It is all up to your imagination how stylish you can make it. If you feel that बड़ा होता जा रहा है तो छोटा छोटा कर लेना. Jan, Feb, March, right? Bar graph does not have any fixed criteria that 2 bars should be चिपक के बैठना है. Remember that. Histogram में चिपकेगा, bar graph में चिपकता नहीं है. Okay, कोई जरूरत नहीं है चिपक. Then we say, and then we take data out here. Now, what is the data that we will get? 40 students हैं हमारे क्लास में. So ideally, what should be the distribution? January में 3 बच्चा, February में 4-5 बच्चा, like that. So our graph initially, let's say, now this has become a qualitative axis, and this axis becomes what? The other axis becomes quantitative axis. Okay, so this is your origin. Now this is a quantitative axis, and also here, right, bar graph is all about how nice you can write. You write here months. This is typically your months. Sorry. Okay, months. And on this side, you are supposed to write the frequency, or yes, we can write frequency also. Nothing stops us. We can write frequency or number of children. Okay. And this side we write number of children. Is this fine?
Yes.
Okay. So this is our bar graph. Now, and this should be a little bit away from it. अच्छा इसमें क्या है? Now the data are very nice. Data will be hardly how much? 0 to 10 children maybe maximum born in a month or 12. Okay. So here we don't have that problem. So we can start with say, we can start with this. We can say this is say, we start with 1. We can start with 1, 2 also. 3 ऐसे कर करके हमने डाल दिया. And then we are supposed to plot our graphs. So say suppose in the month of January, only 3 children have their birthday. So in the month of January, only 3 children have their birthday. So we make a bar graph for the month of January. अगर आपके पास और ज़्यादा टाइम है, now many people also put the data out here. जैसे यहाँ पे 3 डाल दिया, तो this represents that this bar graph stands for 3. You can make it if you have time. You can have a scale and you can make more stylish by etching it also. ऐसे देखने में सुंदर लगता है. Graphs is all about how beautiful you can make it. In computers, what would I have made? In computers, I would have made some babies in cradle in this. So it looks birth month. Green economy fuel, so you'll make some bamboo. Number of literacy rate, you can put pencils. तो देखने में अच्छा लगता है. That is in computers when you are making bar graph. Those pictures are available. What is AI all for then? In PowerPoint also these are available. You can select your pictures. Means in this, it makes it more interesting. What is the variation of dollar against rupee? So you can, in this bar graph, you can just fix the picture of a dollar or a rupee. It looks stylish. Okay. Say, what is the literacy rate in this district? So you can put pencils on this. So pencils look, that's all about how stylish you can make. But at the end of the day, your graph should speak a story. So bar graph is quite easy, but let's now understand, say suppose we are talking about sales of cars by value. And these are say different dealers of say Suzuki's dealer. So if you are in Hyderabad, this is a Varun Motors and this is Jaya Lakshmi Motors and all there. What is their sale in this particular year? So everyone would have a different sale figure. Obviously, nobody's sale figure is going to start with 1 rupee, 2 rupee, or 3 rupee. Do you agree or not? Each car is worth at least 5 to 7 lakhs. And 5-7 का अगर महीने में 10 गाड़ी भी बेचा तो भी कितना हो गया 50 लाख, तो करोड़ों में जाएगा. But यहाँ से 1 2 3 4 करके करोड़ तो हम दिखाएंगे नहीं. We're not going to show. Then it will look very odd. Are you getting it? We can't put it 1 2. So in this case, it becomes a little bit interesting. ठीक है? यहाँ पे हम जो use करते हैं, that is known as the use of kink. Right? So let's say this much. Our new data is such that the new data our new data is such that the data starts from something like 25 crores minimum. Okay, so 25 crores से अगर आप start कर रहे हैं, then what we say, we'll mark it from here 25 crores. This is 25. We are writing 25. Again, it's all about how nice you can. Then every 5 divisions we are going 30. Then we are making 35. And here we are writing that in rupees crores. So this is understood that this data is 25 crore, 30 crore. Now look, 25 से 30 you are showing is 5 crore difference. यहाँ तक difference same है, यहाँ तक difference same है. पर कैसे 0 से 25 तो इतना नहीं होता है ना. तो यहाँ पे हम क्या करेंगे, यहाँ पे हम किंग बिठाते हैं. So king is typically like this. See, ऐसा हमारा एक्सिस था, एक्सिस को हम ऐसा कर देते हैं. This is like पैंट का इलास्टिक जैसा है. हाँ, इलास्टिक है, खींच दिया थोड़ा सा. ये डेटा, this much portion is like it has been truncated, just like the aerial of a radio. Not necessary for us. So we are actually reading it from here. Did you understand? इतना सा हमने compress कर दिया है डेटा. But once you start your first data, उसके बाद से लेकिन it should be uniform. So question comes, sir, with what should I start the data? Look at the data and do, like say, I'll see some examples. If I see this example, it says grocery. Now this is in rupees, in 1000 rupees. then you should always see the range. Smallest is 1, biggest is 4. आराम से 1 2 3 4 इधर आ जाएगा. But here I'll write in rupees thousands. Mind you, it is not 1 rupee. Grocery expense cannot be in 1 rupee. Okay. Next वाला example देखते हैं. Like say, there's one more example. Number of students. If I see here, the range is 7 से लेके 20. 7 to 20 can easily be plotted. Now in 7 to 20, look how is the data. 7, 10, 20. So it makes good if you can make each division as 5, 10, 15, 20. बहुत छोटा बार ग्राफ भी अच्छा नहीं लगता है. Or you can make up to 20, right? 2 divisions you can take as 5, 10, 15, 20. 20 is your maximum data. तो आप 25 तक लीजिए. So that graph should not, it is not wrong, but graph should not be at the tip of the axis. Graph should be a little bit below the axis, then it looks good. So scaling and how you number is your discretion. जैसे मुझे ये वाला करने दिया है, यहाँ पे मैं देख रहा हूँ, the lowest number I have to plot is 7 and the highest number is 20. 7 to 20. So if I go like this, if I take it like say out here, double division, say 5, and then I make a 10, say 5, then I take a 10, then I take a 15, I take a 20, and I take a 25. I know in 25 I have got no data. My data will end at 20, right? तो ये ग्राफ देखने में सुंदर लगेगा आपको. And our bar graph, when we'll be making our bar will be ending at this place. It looks good. बना पाओगे ना bar graph? As usual, as I say, these lines should be always with 2b. Lettering should be with 2b. Okay. And a graph should be with 2b. Lettering should be with hb so that it looks good. So as nice. And if I am your teacher, and if you are habituated, see, in freehand also, you can actually have good graphs. Say, suppose with a straight line, you draw a straight line like this. Okay. Now you people will make. आप क्या करोगे? आप इसको ऐसे बना दो. यही मैं बोलता हूँ. Express. Yesterday I almost blasted grade 8 for making diagrams. I mean, your parents send you nowadays for what? Art class, drawing class. इतने बेहुदे हो गया ऐसे drawing ऐसे बनाओगे आप. हमारे टाइम में ऐसे ये this will be just ये इसमें नंबर काट लेगा आप. The problem is not you. The problem is the school. The school has lowered the expectancy at such a level. You are children. You किसको पसंद नहीं है? आराम किसको पसंद नहीं है? मुझे बोलेगा तो मुझे. हमारे टाइम पे इसी को हम अगर बनाएंगे ना, so we are supposed to etch it and make it like this. In this manner, you are supposed to show. This is how the graph line is made. Arrow. Obviously, I am doing on a digital board, so pencil से करूँगा तो अभी भी. This is how we do. आप किधर ऐसे करके ऐसे करने से नहीं होता. अब मेरे टेस्ट में करोगे मैं तो काटूंगा. Like yesterday I have done. I have asked to electroplate a spoon. Oh yeah. Spoon ऐसा बनाया ना, देखने से लगता है कोई rotten rich gourd. They can't make a spoon. How? Spoon नहीं बना सकते हो drawing में. And no arrows, horrible condition. So, bar graphs clear. We now go to histograms. Okay. Right. All you have is only making histograms in this class. आइए. Histogram. Histogram also we will have two things. In order to make a histogram, you will always have group data. एक चीज तो जान के रखो. Parathas are being roasted. You will always have group data, and the group data has to be continuous. होगा ही होगा. तभी जाके चिपकेगा. कैसा रहेगा देखो. Group data will be like this: 15 to 20, 20 to 25, and say 25 to 30. Did you understand? Then when you will be making your x-axis. Suppose you will be making your x-axis. So how will your x-axis look like? So your x-axis will look like, say, now your x-axis looks like 15 to 20. Got it? The next axis immediately is how much? 20 to 25. 20 to 25. Did you understand? और भी छोटा होगा. I can't write that small with this pen now. I have to reduce the pen size. चलो करके दिखाते हैं फिर भी.
Sir, I have a question.
हाँ.
Like in some Instagrams, for example, they're comparing like the marks between the people.
हाँ.
So like the same subjects come into.
No, histogram is not about comparing marks between two people. वैसा नहीं आएगा. I'll tell
Yeah, I
you.
know, sir.
15 to 20. This will become 20 to 25. No, that is different. You are saying in bar graphs we can have double bar graphs also. That is double bar graph. Say for example, my marks on 5 subjects. Forget this for the memory. Nice question. English, Hindi, maths, science, social. I got my graph and I want to plot her marks also. In that case, what we will do, English we will take double. Are you understanding? Instead of taking one square for English, we'll take double. Green graph will be mine and red graph will be Aditi's graph. That is done. That can be done. That can be done. What you are asking is something like this. Again, I've made the size of the pen small. Okay. So in that case, it will be somewhat like this. See, what you are trying to say, we will be plotting suppose my score in Hindi, and parallelly we want to show what is the score of say Aditi in Hindi. Got it? In this case, the entire thing will be written as Hindi or English, whatever it is. That is in bar graph. Okay, clear? So now we are back to histogram. Aja. So we are back to histogram. So in histogram, it will always be a continuous data distribution. It will always be continuous data distribution and group data. 30 to 35 like that. Have you understood? Okay. The second thing in histogram we say that, so what you will be getting, अब मान लो आप एक histogram में यहाँ पे एक plot कर रहे हो, we are having a plot, okay? If you don't understand, do let me know. So say this is one bar that you have made, right? So how does your what do you call this thing look like? What do you call your bar chart look like? Your bar chart looks like something like this. Not bar chart, your data table. Your data table is like this, in which you have mentioned that this is okay. This is say class interval and this is frequency, right? And we get 15 to 20, 20 to 25 and say 25 to 30. Pehle samjho. Let's say this is 9, this is 8 and this is say 10. 9, 8, 10. Understood? How much should be the length of this bar? 20 to 25, 20 to 25 the length should be 8. Have you understood? Width of each bar is same. Why same? Sir, class width is same. समझो पहले, रटने की चीज नहीं है. यहाँ class width same है. अगर class width same होगा तो हर एक rectangle का width same होगा. So area, what has happened? So area is now dependent on what? Area is now dependent only on the length. Just see. थोड़ा दिमाग लगाओ. Area किस चीज का area निकाल रहे हो? Area of a rectangle. Area of a rectangle is its width multiplied by length, right? The width is constant. So can I write the area is equal to K into L? So can I write that the area as a function is directly proportional to the length? सबके width तो बराबर होंगे. So जिसका length बड़ा, जिसका data बड़ा, उसका area भी बड़ा होना चाहिए. That is the first basic of histogram. In histogram, the area has to be proportional to the length. Got it? So first of the histograms that you will be getting, they will give you class width will be uniform. Class width will be uniform. But in exam, you will not get this. In exam, you will get something in which there is a non-uniform class width. मतलब जैसे 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30 है ना, इसके बाद 30 to 50 कर देगा. समझ में आ रहा है? They'll make it suddenly, they'll make it 30 to 50. And say suppose here the data is 8. अब आप क्या करोगे? 30 to 50 is a bigger width. इसमें अगर आप 8 plot कर दोगे ना, then it will go wrong. Because area has to be proportional to the frequency. So now what we have to do in this case is called adjusted height or adjusted frequency. We will make one more column. So we make one more column and we say that this column, in our days we used to call it as adjusted frequency, or you can also call it as adjusted height. Either you have to adjust the height, adjusted height or adjusted frequency. Now, first look at the trend. Are these all in 5555? Yes. Here you need not adjust, here you need not adjust, here you need not adjust, here you have to adjust. And this adjustment has to happen by unitary method. What is unitary method? Here we will say that what is the difference out here? 30 to 50 is 20. For 20, the height is how much? 8. So you will do it like this. See, for 20, the height is how much? 8. So come by unitary method. For 1, the height should be how much? 8 by 20. But you need it with uniform. So for 5, what will be the height? 8 by 20 into 5. 5 4s are 20. 2 should be the height. Height, Baba, height when adjusted frequency. Clear? But the interesting part is that when you will be writing this thing, where is it? 30. Okay, let's see. This is 25 to 30. And then we have got 30 to 50. Now, 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 45, 45 to 50. मतलब ये पूरा जगह का होगा 30 to 50. Have you understood this whole thing? 15 to 20, 5. 20 to 25, 5. Gaps have to be uniform. But for this, you will get one rectangle. मोटू सा rectangle आएगा. But this rectangle cannot be made 8. इसको 8 नहीं बना सकते हम. तो इसका कितना होगा? 2 will be the height. How many of you understood and how many did not understand? Cumulative. Well, first of all, understand. In cumulative, what you call in histogram, will always be a plot between group data and frequency. The group data will always be continuous. Initially, when they will do problems, the class width of this group data will be consistent. So your graphs will look all of the same width. The base fundamental thing of making a histogram is area has to be proportional to the frequency. This is the rule. The area has to be proportional to the frequency. Have you got it? Since this line was not there, then in everything the area is proportional to frequency because you have already frozen the width. So wherever the frequency is more, the area is more. Wherever the frequency is less, the area is less. Now comes a certain entry in which the class width is not consistent with the other one. So now the area, now if I now drew 30 to 50, 30 to 50, imagine we are doing say age group people. यहाँ पे आप सिर्फ 5 years age group people ले रहे हो. Here 30 to 50 means 20 years. So many people will come in. And if you make it 8 is a लंबा बन जाएगा. ये correct नहीं है. Rather it should be 30 to 35, 35 to 40, like 35 to 30 to 35, 35 to 40, 40 to 45, 45 to 50. Everyone should be adjusted over that 5 gap. So in this column, we always say something which is known as the adjusted frequency, adjusted height. You need not adjust this. You need not adjust this. You have to only adjust this. We adjust only one. Or else you keep this constant and adjust. No, that's not the way. You will adjust this. Now, how you adjust this? You look at the width. How much is the width? 20 is the width. Now, for 20, the observation says the height is 8. But we will adjust it to 5. So for why are we adjusting it to 5? Because सब लोग 5 के ऊपर है ना. So for 1, what should be the height? 8 by 20. Height is the frequency.
Yeah.
So for 5, the height should be 8 by 22. So now when we will make, now the new graph which we will make, the new bar which we will make our bar like this. हम इसे इतना बड़ा 2 तक बनाएंगे. We'll make it only till 2. ठीक है? क्या हो गया? ये देखो, जैसे यहाँ पे एक एग्जांपल है, आपको एक एग्जांपल का डेटा लिख के लिखता हूँ तो आपको समझ में आ जाएगा. Let's say, okay, can I just rub this? Don't worry, we'll take one example. I'm not drawing the histogram. I'm just giving you the data chart. It will become all clear to you. Okay. let's take one data check. अच्छा, ये तुम लोग क्या समझते हो ना कि मैं बोर्ड की तरफ घूम जाता हूं तो मुझे कुछ पता नहीं चलता है, तुम लोग मटर गश्ती कर रहे हो। हाँ, नहीं नहीं, नंबर 1 जय, नंबर 2 पीयूषा, ये लोग क्या समझते हैं सब that if I turn my head this side, sir is not seeing anything. Sir is teaching on a transparent board, so visible on the other side. And by the time I return, there's like that inverter and main switch changeover. There is a, तुम जब सुधरते हो ना, you are thinking that sir is seeing the view when you all are normal, but sir saw the view 2 seconds before you are normal. ये जो चटर पटर करते रहते हो, देखो तुम, you all cannot match me in crookism, you know, you cannot match me. You are बच्चा, जितना भी कोशिश कर लो, you cannot. So तो सोचते हो मतलब सर को मामू होना है, सिर्फ कुछ भी। चलो यहाँ पे देखते हैं मार्क्स, ये टिपिकल प्रॉब्लम है, यहाँ पे आपका सब कुछ क्लियर हो जाएगा। मार्क्स एंड दीज आर द फ्रीक्वेंसी। सो वेयर यू अंडरस्टैंड नाउ, our plot will be between marks and the marks will be always in group data and the data will be continuous. So the data are like this, 0 to 20. How much is the gap? 20. So 20 to 40, 40 to 60. Okay. And then, okay, 0 to, नहीं इसमें और गड़बड़ किया है। Good. This problem is much better. Wait, 1 minute. 0 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70, and 70 to above. What is that above? It's a test on 100 marks. So 70 to 100. Understood. 70 to above diya hai. In the question, they'll give like this. So when you are jotting it down, kindly make it 70 to 100 because they will write it. The question में से लिख के देगा that the question will read, a teacher wanted to analyze the performance of 2 sections of students in a mathematics test of 100 marks. So no, we will adjust. But when the question comes like this, I'm writing the question now. When you do your solution, don't write above. 70 to 100. Understood? Above is not a quantitative data. ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे datas डालते हैं. The datas are 7, 10, 10. So this is 7, this is 10, this is 10, followed by 20, 20, 15, 20, 20, 15, followed by 8. So overall 90. So what do you understand? How many children appeared in the test? 90 children appeared in the test. The scores of 90 children has been dropped in this particular class interval. Have you understood the problem or not? 90 children scored in this order, means 7 children scored in the range of, we don't know the exact marks. We have grouped them. How can you write exact marks? So 90 data will be there. Why didn't we write all the marks? If you write all the marks, then there will be 90 different data. Obviously, some 2 students may score the same marks also, but this is a generic way of representing it. Now, if you want to draw the histogram here, you will find that ये दो cell में थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ है. We were right in your, this is a 20 gap और ये 30 का gap हो गया है ना. इसको भी हम क्या लिखेंगे? We're going to write this as 70 to 100. Let's write it as 30 में क्या गड़बड़ है? तो ये दोनों यूनिफॉर्म नहीं है ना. इसमें अगर डिफरेंस देखा जाए कितना है, यहाँ पे क्लास विड्थ इज इक्वल टू 20 और यहाँ पे क्लास विड्थ कितना है 30. These two need adjustment. Rest we can draw our graph. So when you are drawing your graph, your widths will be how much? 10 10 10 10 10 10 all. Okay, तो ये दोनों में आपको adjustment चाहिए. Now, हाँ, yeah. So how do you make the adjustment? Again, let's go with the very kiddo process first. We say for 20, how much is the height? 7. So for 1, how much is the height? 7 by 20. So for 10, the height is equal to how much? 7 by 20 into 10. Clear? So ये तो हो गया बच्चा जैसे करेगा. For you, what is important is only this particular thing. It will be always the observed data divided by the current class interval multiplied by the class interval that you class width that you want to do. ये वही है ना. 7 is the reading you had, 20 is the current class width, multiplied by this. So what we will do here, we will make one more column now, and this column we will write as adjusted height. What are they writing? Okay, they are writing length of the class. Okay, or we call it adjusted frequency, all same. So we will call this as adjusted frequency. Now whom will we adjust? Only the first and the last one. So how do you adjust the frequency? अगर formula भूल गया तो रफ में ऐसे कर लो. So it's always the frequency over the current class width multiplied by the desired class width, 10. How much will it be? 7, 10, 2s are 20, and so it becomes 3.5. Is there any adjustment out here? No, 10. Out here 10. अच्छा, क्यों adjustment नहीं है? यहाँ भी वही होगा, 7 divided by the current into the desired, which is same as equal to 10. So यहाँ पे भी नहीं है, यहाँ पे भी नहीं है, यहाँ पे भी नहीं है, यहाँ पे आएगा. यहाँ पे कितना आएगा? 8 divided by 30 into the desired. So 8 divided by 3 कितना होगा? 3, 2 is 6, उसके बाद 2.6 or 2.67, so 2.6. And now you draw your histogram. But mind you, the histogram that you are drawing, उसमें गड़बड़ी मत करना. The first histogram will be motu, the rest all will be sleek, last will be super motu. Have you understood? How will our histogram axis look like? चलो वो भी बना लेते हैं. Our histogram axis will look like this. This is our histogram axis. So we will be writing, we'll write what is our class 0 to 20. So let's say this is 0 to 10. So we will say 0 to 20. ये दो को मिला के लिया. Next is what? This is 0 to 20 for me. Okay. Next is what? 20 to 30. 20 to 30 is this. Next is 30 to 40. Again this. Then 40 to 50. Again this. 50 to 60. Again this. And then 60 to 70. Again this. Now it is 70 to 100. 1, 2, 3. So 70 to 100. ये. Do you get it? पहला वाला इतना मोटू बनेगा and last वाला इतना मोटू बनेगा. But the heights will be how much? So let's roughly make it. चलो roughly बना भी लेते हैं. Let's roughly make our histogram yellow colored. How much is the first one? 3.5. So let's say this is 3.5. Say roughly this is 3.5. Okay. And this also will be your x-axis. This is also your x-axis. So this is the x-axis. The first is 3.5. What is the next one? 10. So let's make it 10 now. 10 के लिए 10 मतलब 3.5 का डबल करेंगे, कितना हो गया? 7 और एक थोड़ा इतना सा 10. ओह ज्यादा आ गया. So this is 10. Next one is how much? 10. उसके बाद वाला कितना है? नहीं 20. 20 मतलब इसका डबल. उसके बाद कितना है? अगेन 20. उसके बाद कितना है? 15 मतलब 10 और 20 के बीच में. देन कितना है? 2.6 यानी 3.5 से थोड़ा छोटा. बनिए आपके इसका चैप्टर खत्म और कुछ नहीं. ऑल 5 मार्क्स क्वेश्चन आता है क्लास 9 में. 5 मार्क्स टाइम टेकिंग, बट इफ यू डू इट नीट 5 marks are yours. And you will not get a straight histogram. Upfront I'm telling you, you will not get a bar graph question. हो सकता है in bar graph, since it is competency now, they will draw a bar graph. अच्छा, get prepared for one more thing. So far, the children before your batch, not before your, say 2 batches before, they were only tested on their skill of drawing a graph. आपका लेकिन उसमें टेस्ट नहीं होगा. आपको क्या लगता है ये चैप्टर से 2 मार्क क्वेश्चन नहीं आ सकते? भरपूर बन सकता है. They will actually do what? They will actually make a case study like Cambridge and give you the graph. And then they can also put one virtue wala question. Which behavior is indicated here? आता है ना CBSE में. Which type of behavior is indicated here? Modesty, charity, values. Are you forget your school yaar. Later on you will be going with one paper. So they might give you a graph. Analyze the graph. Which month the sales were maximum? Which months the sales took a hit? Right? And then which happened on this? So those questions might come on bar graphs. See, they won't ask you to draw two graphs. Bar graph में आपको questions मुझे जो लगता है you will get all case based questions. So we will do. Histogram 100% they'll ask you to draw. And when they ask you to draw a histogram, please be prepared that your question will be something like this. You won't get uniform class distribution. Let's see another question out here. If you see next question, there also same thing. देखो एक मोटा एक पतला. Understood? So this is your histogram. Our next job is to understand what? Frequency polygon. Now frequency polygon में थोड़ा सा dispute रहेगा with your teacher or whatever. Frequency polygon is very easy. Once you have done your, to draw frequency polygon, you will first need what? You will first need the histogram. But good thing is in CBSE they don't ask you what does the frequency polygon say and what does it mean. Cambridge में grill करके question आता है frequency polygon लेके, वह आपको नहीं है. Now in frequency polygon what we will do? You have to take out the class mark of every class. What is class mark? Class mark means midpoint. Midpoint क्या होगा? ये graph का midpoint is midpoint ना? This is the midpoint. So take the midpoints and what we do? We first join all the midpoints, okay? And that joining is done usually with a dotted line. So we will join the midpoints. Now how do you join the midpoints? अब देखो, इससे ये join हुआ, यहाँ से ये join होगा. From here it will be सीधा, then it comes here, then सीधा, then here. Now comes the interesting part. What to do with the endpoints? What to do with the endpoints? In many books, you will see that they will end it obviously 70 to 100. What should be the next distribution? 100 to 110. So we bring it where? We bring it 100 to 110 ऐसे लेके आ जाते हैं. You are supposed to end your frequency polygon on the x-axis. But here there is a small, what you call, catch. You should see what type of problem you are doing. This problem pertains to what? Marks in a class test. A class mark means not statistic, huh? Actual, pariksha ke marks, that is class mark, can it be more than 100? No, your frequency polygon ends here on this side. बहुत सारे बुकों में आप देखोगे typically in CBSE जैसे बनाना है तो सब चीज में बना देता है. Let's say it has gone to 0 out here. The next frequency polygon should come where? -5 में आना चाहिए. Can score be -5? No, this frequency polygon ends here. However, there can be some frequency polygons which are starting from here, and suppose they are like price of wheat. Price of wheat. आपके पास data only till 70 to 100 है. Can the price of wheat be something more positive? Yes, why not? Then I will definitely end my frequency polygon on the next one and say it is starting from here. The price of the wheat cannot be negative. So I will then end it also on this axis. Say it is talking about temperature variation in a city. Can temperature be negative? Yes. ये ग्राफ को इस साइड लाएंगे. समझ में आया? जैसे यहाँ पे फ्रीक्वेंसी पॉलीगन ड्रॉ किया है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, लेट्स से दिस इज वेट्स इन केजी, वजन. नाउ सी द ग्राफ्स आर स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 30 kg. एनीथिंग लेस देन 30 मतलब इस साइड पॉसिबल. वेट बस यू स्टिल पॉसिबल, यू आर पॉजिटिव. और यहाँ कहाँ पे खत्म हो गया बेटा? 60.5. तो एक और जा ही सकता है. But if you are doing with certain data like a marks and it is said that the full marks is how much? 100. Your frequency polygon cannot cross. अब देखो जैसे ये वाला ग्राफ. Here they have said marks. Now in this mark they have brought it dotted to minus. ये नहीं लाते हैं actually. And now you follow what your teacher tells you at that time. Like that, like if you see this in good books of mathematics, it will never be there. So where have they ended? They have ended it right at the right job is to end it out here. Sorry, to end it, it should actually go out here. Say, so end it just out. This is the end of the frequency polygon.
Sir, can't you end it like at 0?
नहीं, 0 पे end नहीं करते हैं. 0 पे आ नहीं सकता है ना. यहाँ पे end करते हैं. रूल ये एक्सिस पे end करते हैं. पॉलीगन है ये, 0 से शुरू करता है. बेसिकली आपको ये पॉलीगन क्या बताता है वो नहीं बताया. ये पॉलीगन से मीडियन कैलकुलेट हो सकता है. ये आपके सिलेबस में नहीं है. एंड here what they have done, see, marks they have crossed beyond 100. ये नहीं है, ऐसा नहीं होता है. But go as per what your teacher says. Have you understood? You are supposed to go by class mark. And then see, only drawing the frequency polygon. If somebody says only draw the frequency polygon, then also you can draw the frequency. This is only drawing the frequency. But these are easy. Cost of living index. Do you know what is the meaning of the word cost of living index? Like, which cost of living index means the government will always publish some report called wholesale price index and CPI. There are two reports that a government publishes, WPI and CPI, wholesale price index and cost of price index. Cost of price index is how has the essential commodities prices prevailed. इसमें government का एक report रहता है. On that factor you actually make your quote whenever you say, suppose say Pebble City. When is the construction started? When say Piyusha was a toddler. Till then to now the construction is going on. How is the contractor charging the labor rate? Is the labor rate going to remain the same? No. दूध का दाम देख लो, जब ये पेबल सिटी शुरू हुआ था शायद 15 रुपया दूध था. So every year there will be an escalation on the charges. Cement and wholesale price index में हम लोग देखते हैं cement, steel, इनके price कैसे बढ़े. Like even when I give an offer letter to a parent, I say that the fee revision is a measure of the effort, the cost of living index. Obviously, 10 years ago, 8 years ago when I was teaching, my expenses were not that much. सब चीजों के दाम बढ़ रहे हैं ना. Say internet started from 299, today internet has gone to say 699. That has to be recovered ना. So that is called cost. So ये cost of price index है. Cost of price index कैसा vary कर रहा है? They have given you the data. So they are saying 13.5, 14.5. So if they say that only draw the frequency polygon, we will only draw the frequency polygon. So in that case, what should you have? You should have this. From this, you should be making out another table called the class mark, because you will be plotting between class mark and height. Did you get it? If you draw only frequency polygon, then all you are interested is this point, this point, this point, this point. It's like a normal graph. Do you agree or not? And this point and this point. So ये point, अगर आप इस point को देखो तो ये point है क्या? This point is class mark, comma frequency. So इसका class mark निकालिए और ये frequency. What is the class mark of this? 10. So this point is 10 cm. Look at it. It will be 10 cm.
Sir, I have a question.
10 माने adjusted height को लेके, हाँ. Not 10.7. Adjusted frequency. 10 and 3.5. Yeah.
So my question is not related to bar graph. Is it like a requirement that in a problem, if it's not mentioned to draw the diagram, is it necessary to draw the diagram?
Draw the diagram means tell me frame your question and tell me like
example, in triangle ABC, like this.
Geometry diagram is mandatory. Your answer should have the diagram, and that diagram only relaxation you will get it. It need not be a scale diagram. However, the diagram should be drawn with either preferably pencil, but sometimes photocopies of papers also go. So it should be with a black pen. You should draw and with a scale.
Yeah.
Freehand drawing nahi hota hai. And diagram always on the left hand side, and it should be legible. Okay, closing the